Okay, so here we have a 2007 Grizzly 700. One of the best four-wheelers ever made, if not the best ATV ever made. So we are having some problems with it. It won't idle when it's warm. So it's already got a new ignition coil and a new fuel pump and fuel filter, and throttle body's been cleaned. Everything's been gone through. The compression has checked out to be just a wee low. So what we're going to do, we're going to adjust the valves today. Hopefully we can get lucky. This is an overhead cam unit, and maybe the valves are just out of adjustment. It's got 8,000 miles on it. Never had a tune-up as far as I'm aware. I've put it through some pretty hard miles, so we're going to do a valve adjustment, and you guys can sit along for the ride. So here's the deal. I got to take all the plastic off. Maybe move this left front tire here. Yeah, time lapse. Alright, and we're back. So, we are going to try to take this loose real quick. Now, I'm not real experienced about working around a camera, so you'll have to excuse all the jostling. Tilt it down here. I don't know what's going to come out. Nothing. Set that off to the side real quick. And let's take a gander in here. See what we got. Yeah, looks like a nut. Okay, so looks like it's everything Big Mike told us it was going to be. Okay, now let's see if I can shed some light on this situation. I'm going to bring you up, and we're going to get right in here. Let's zoom you in just a little bit so you can actually see what's going on here. Now this is the valve cover up top. These are 8mm bolts, and I know I'm getting in the light, but there's two of us, so you're gonna have to deal with it. All right, so we're just gonna pop these loose real quick. Sorry for bumping the camera. All right, so let's see what we got. Now, I would recommend putting oil down, because I have no freaking clue if oil's going to come pouring out of here or not. It shouldn't. It's the top end of the motor. It's been sitting for weeks. Alright, so both bolts are out. And let's gently pry on this. I did already take the spark plug cover off, so I know we're good there. Or spark plug cover. I took the spark plug off, not not the cover. All right, so it looks like we're gonna need a little bit of persuasion. I've got a flathead screwdriver here. And over probably not supposed to just pull on this any. All right, there is the cam. Okay, so chain feels pretty good. This right here, this mechanism, let's try to screw you in just a little bit more. Okay, folks? Zoom. Okay, so for those of you who don't know, this is your compression release. I don't know how it works. I don't know what it does, but supposedly right now, as it sits, it is releasing the compression. And then as you spin at a high RPM, this kicks out and it stops the cam advance. I'm not entirely sure, but that has something to do with your compression release. The thing I have read that you really have to be wary about is this spring right here coming loose and it's not coming back. On this unit, it appears to be just fine. So, pretty happy with that. There's no unusual wear in the teeth on the gear. It's a little loose, but I'm okay with that too. That's fine. Yeah, okay, so let me get the instructions and we'll come back. All right, guys, so we're back. I'm gonna zoom out just a little bit here. So I'm gonna read you the instructions verbatim from Grizzly Central and Big Mike, okay? So here we go. I think it's Big Mike, right? Mad Mike, I'm sorry, not Big Mike, my bad. Okay, so the first thing we have to do is set the engine at top dead center. Use the holes on the left side cover to do this. I don't know what that means. We're gonna go move on. Okay, turn the crankshaft counterclockwise. This is the crankshaft. This requires a 22mm bolt. Counterclockwise is this direction. I can do that. Okay, when the piston is at top dead center on the compression stroke, align the eye, the mark. I don't know how well you guys can see this, so I'm going to scoot you back in a little bit. There's a mark right there. See if I can zoom in. There's a mark right there, okay? Right there. And that is the cam gear, okay? Then there's this pointer right there on the cover. This should be right. Everything I'm seeing points to that. Okay. Like I said, guys, I'm learning with you. So, if I'm wrong, let me know in the comments. If you don't like it, let me know in the comments. Okay, when the piston is top dead center on the compression stroke, align the hash mark on the magneto rotor with the stationary pointer on the magneto cover. Stepping back, I messed up. Okay. I know, go figure, right? This right here is the magneto cover, and there's a hash mark on the magneto rotor as well as on the stationary cover. So we need to remove that, and I don't know what size that is. Is that a 5? No. It's, of course, something different than anything else that we've used today. Alright, we're back. So I got my Allen wrenches here, and I think it's a 6, yeah. So this cover is a 6. Oh, and it's tight. Alright. It is tight. Okay. Let me get a crusty old wrench here. Rock out of my knee. Get a crusty old wrench here. Try to break it free. Oh, there we go. Okay. Now. let's try this again. Now, I'm gonna lower you guys. Maybe you can see what I see, maybe you can't. So, there's a mark. There's a mark. Yeah, there you go, right there. I think that's the mark we're talking about. So I'm gonna read the instructions again. Okay, turn the crankshaft counterclockwise. All right, I've got my 22mm nut right here, or my socket. When the piston is top dead center on the compression stroke, align the eye mark on the magneto rotor with the stationary pointer on the magneto cover. Now, all right, I'm gonna take these valve covers off. That's a kind of precarious position you're in there, but it's gonna have to sit. Okay, let's take these valve covers off. I don't, not entirely sure what's going on here. So I would think that since the spark plug is out, and I can verify the spark plug's out, I'm looking at it. You would think if the spark plug was out that you wouldn't be getting compression, and it certainly feels like we're getting something. Now maybe we're just fighting against the engine or something, I don't know. May have to do just a hair more reading on this one. All right. Okay. Now we're getting somewhere. Now, there's no way on God's green earth that you'll ever be able to see it on camera. But if you just trust me for just a second here, there is a little line on that magneto that I cannot get to stay in place. Oh hell, there's two of them. So I got all my timing marks lined up. Well, I did. Alright, that one's lined up now. And that one's pretty well lined up. They're both off just a little bit. Okay, we're gonna go one more turn. Oh, too much. Now that's it. I think I'm happy with that. That's where we're leaving it. I don't even care. Okay. So, now we're coming back up here to the valves. We'll be back. Alright, so I'm sure you'll notice that the quality is different and the audio is different. And that's because I actually let the battery on my GoPro run out. So we're going to use my phone right now. This is a 10mm nut, and I need to get this up underneath it, and it's not wanting to go. It's really tight. From what I've read, these Grizzlies actually have a problem with the valves tightening up over time. I don't know how well this is going to do it, or if it's even going to help at all, but we're certainly going to try it. I'm probably going to mess this up. My father-in-law is going to have to come over and save me. But we're going to try it. That's the important part. So, oh, I know. I'm doing this so wrong, people. I understand, and I'm so sorry. But I am trying. And that's the important part, I think. I don't have a set of ignition wrenches. I'd really like to have them. Just don't. And I think if I have to do this ever again, I will buy me a set. Don't worry about that. Anyway, there's a little square tab on the top of this that we're just gonna turn, and I'm gonna turn it, I'm gonna back it up until this fits in it. Then we're gonna tighten it up until I can move this in and out, but under tension, if that makes any sense. I can get in there, but it's still a little loose, I feel like, from all the other valves I've adjusted. I know it's really hard to see with my big mitts in the way. I'm trying. All right, no change. This is the time for some specialty wrenches here. Okay, let's try it again. I think I'm gonna call that good. So, that one's good. I'm gonna tighten that nut down. And we're gonna put a final torque on it. Ooh, good number. Okay, and I'm gonna test it one more time. And it moved while I was tightening it. So that means I gotta do it all over again. And I don't know if we're supposed to get storms again tonight, but it's really getting windy. And it moved, but I had it a little bit loose. I'm happy with that. All right, I'm gonna double check my timing marks. Still good. Still pretty good. All right, I'm gonna do this other valve here. And the reason I'm adjusting the valves, just in case I didn't say it at the top of the video, is it's not idling when it gets warm. And, whoop, there we go, hit the camera. There we go, sorry, ah! All right. We think that the valves have tightened up and it's not getting enough compression. So, we're gonna do the valves, and then I'm gonna run her through a compression test. Yamaha says that the Grizzly should have about 75 pounds of compression at startup. And the reason I say at startup, if you remember earlier, it has a compression release on it. Because it is a big 75 or 700cc motor, it's got a lot of juice. It really sucks some juice. So they put a compression release on it, and it's gonna get 75 at startup. And I really like that. And look at that. The rocker arm actually rocks now. So we're gonna do the exhaust, which is not the same ratio, or not the same measurement as the other one. The exhaust, let me get my handy dandy thing here. The exhaust is 0.16 to 0.20, and we're gonna go ahead and tighten that all the way to 0.2, because that's what the internet and Mad Mike recommended off of Grizzly Central. And I'm gonna go set up for the exhaust. Okay, so here's the exhaust. As you can see, it's in a much more difficult place to get into. 0.20, we're gonna go ahead and check it. I double checked our timing references while I was setting up for this. We're still good to go there, I think. I hope. Let me try to get this light everyone can see here. And okay, so exhaust actually feels really good. I'm pretty happy with the exhaust on how it actually feels. There. And there. Okay, so I'm good with the exhaust. The exhaust seems to be dead on at 0.20. The intake was off. Now we got to assemble everything. All right. We'll come back when I get everything assembled, and we'll do a compression test.
All right, so I want to go ahead and take this time to state that I bought the cheapest, most absolute garbage compression tester that money could buy off of Amazon. So all the readings that I was talking about in this video were no good. The pressure tester has a gauge up to about 150 psi, and it turns out that even if you put 150 psi on it, it only reads 60. So from the get-go, my compression testing was off completely. But that's okay though. The Grizzly runs fine now. Actually, it runs better than it has almost since I bought it. But you'll see that at the end of the video. So I just wanted to go ahead and put that there. And yeah, don't cheap out when you buy testing equipment. That's all.
Yeah, so if you're having the same thing, that is how you adjust your timing on a 2007 Grizzly. Just because I think this thing sounds awesome, I'm going to let y'all listen to it. So, here we go. Let the fuel pump prime. And... oh, yeah! There she blows. That's it, folks. Pretty sure you can figure out how to put your own plastic back on if you took it off. So I'm just gonna leave the end. I'm gonna let the end of the video sit like that. Stay tuned. There'll be a whole bunch more stupid crap just like it. Bye.